New at 5:30, a Glastonbury man convicted of charges related to running a human trafficking ring was stabbed during a domestic incident 2 nights ago. Fox 61's Gabby Molina joining us live in Glastonbury with more on the arrest made.
47-year-old Jason McCormick appeared in Rockville Superior Court virtually to be arraigned on charges related to a stabbing in Glastonbury on Tuesday night. Police say they found the victim in the garage with stab wounds to his back, leg, shoulder, and chest, as well as a broken femur.
The victim stated that the wounds on his back were inflicted while the victim was attempting to flee the room. When the officers arrived, the victim was pale and disoriented.
According to his attorney, the victim was Bruce Bemer, owner of the New London Waterford Speed Bowl, convicted of charges related to running a human trafficking ring. The arrest warrant says Bemer told officers the attack was unprovoked and the two weren't arguing. The arrest warrant states that he told police he believed McCormick was drunk and that he walked in the room with 2 steak knives and, quote, just started swinging his arms back and forth with the knives in his hands while coming at me like a wild man. McCormick was found in the basement with self-inflicted stab wounds. In court, a public defender argued for his bond to be kept the same.
He's been in Connecticut for 25 years. He's been with the same employer in Connecticut for the past 20 years. It's not a flight risk in this matter.
The judge doubled it to $1 million, however, in part because of how many times the victim was stabbed and McCormick's prior criminal record, including 3 domestic incidents with the same victim.
There is going to be issued a full no-contact protective order, Mr. McCormick.
According to the warrant, Glastonbury police had responded to the home in 2017 when McCormick allegedly attacked Bemer's friend with a knife, which was also described as unprovoked. He's due back in court on January 21st. In Glastonbury, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.